So good afternoon everybody, myself Acharya Vishvendra, and today I shall be discussing on the backend operations of learning. So as you can see over here, suppose that there is a teacher and there is a student. So just refer to the process executed in the classroom. So suppose this is the blackboard or whiteboard, and here is the teacher, this is the teacher, and he is writing something on the board, and this is the student. This student is trying to absorb that information. So essentially, if we think the back-end operation of learning, we can say that it's a information transfer process. But humans are generally deviated by emotions. So those emotions just disturb the mind-brain system and does not allow you to learn effectively, to focus on a certain specific part, or to be more precise, to focus on certain neural patterns or neural connections, which leads to ineffective learning, and because of which there is no productivity associated with that learning. I choose this topic because nowadays teachers are very easily available in both online and offline mode. So now there is a question that if we have so many teachers, so many coaching institutes, so many education systems, what is the output? How many operating systems have been developed? How many new companies are being developed? How many new vaccinations are being developed? What is use of all this education, all the teachers, all the educationists? What is its benefit to the society as a whole? As I envision the entire education process, today education is just a tool to get a job. That sounds very hard, but that's true. But the fact is that getting a job only is not enough. Until and unless you have the mental skills necessary for being productive and creating something which is of use to the people, till then your education, your skills, your marks are of no use. That's why most of the students who are toppers in their exam are unable to implement that in real life situation. They are unable to develop something out of the box which is of practical importance to the society, and which can fetch them a huge amount of money. For a common student, his thinking is just to get settled in USA, just to clear IT and get a well fed paying job. I also started with the vision of fetching $1 million job, but unfortunately, in spite of my best efforts, I was unable to make it. And I think everything happens by chance. There are things which are beyond your control, beyond your imaginations. So I think in general, intelligence is about being adaptable to the circumstances and choosing the best option out of all the possible options. So I choose to optimize the circumstances that I had and started working on doing something for developing mental skills, or the things which I missed during my preparation. And the most important thing that I analyze is that when you solve a particular question of JE, then there are multi-steps processes, or in general there is use of different lobes of the brain or different parts of the brain and mind as well. And using those different things creates confusions, anxiety, depression. And if you are unable to manage those things and synchronize all those things simultaneously, then you won't be able to create the output or to get the answer. So the entire turning point behind effective learning and its practical implementation in JEE and NEET is the real life adaptations to the high frequency or the high pressure exam conditions, and to manage the emotional conflicts that arise within you and synchronize them so as to generate the output. So that's why I choose this topic. So from backend operations of learning, I mean to say the conflicts, the emotional conflicts most generally that takes place when you learn something. So till now you must be knowing that inside all of us there are certain things called as the belief systems. Everything that has happened to us, every information that is being said by the people to us are being stored somewhere in our mind brain system. And whenever we deal with anything in life, the first thing that we do is we refer to this belief system and check that whether the new information that we are receiving has a backup in the belief systems or in the memory card of ours. And if we get a reference, only then we proceed with that thing. And if there is no reference, something is new, then a general human tendency is to oppose that new thing, which explains why thinkers are always opposed by the belief systems. Because it is the thinker, it is the out-of-box thinker who changed everything. A general person is like a memory card. He just do what is being said, what is being fed to his mind brain system, and is unable to think independently. Whereas if you are able to think independently, then you won't believe anything. There is no need of believing anything. But if you want to escape that belief system, you will have to feel a lot of pain. Belief system will try to emotionally disturb you, will try to trap you in them, so that you never come to know the truth of life. So there is the difference between believing and knowing something. And believers are always living in illusions. They don't know whether what they believe is true or not. But in life, one thing is certain, that is death. So you believe something or don't believe something, it doesn't matter. Truth is same, omnipresent. It was there, it is there, and it will always be there. So from these videos, I aspire to explore the mechanisms, the processes involved in learning and the secrets behind them, and how to optimize them for being more productive and cracking your exams or being successful in professional or academic life. So this is the entire vision behind these videos. So let me to remind you that we are talking on back-end operations of learning, and that involves interacting with the belief system. But new learning is always associated with a new neural pathway. So let me remind you that there is always a neural pathway which is responsible for new learning, and but creating this neural pathway requires a suggestion free or a thoughtless working. So in the next part of the video, I shall be discussing on how to do thoughtless working, because thoughts induces emotional conflicts, and managing those conflicts is a very challenging task. So the important and the most significant role is about emotional management and its use for being productive. Let's continue in the next video. Thank you.